So everybody loves The Rock, and why shouldn't they? I love The Rock. We all love The Rock. He's great. He's funny. He's probably Hollywood's most charismatic actor, great action star, comedic chops, and he's also probably the hardest working guy in Hollywood. He's got 12, that's right, 12 movies coming up, either in production, post-production, or greenlit. This guy is a beast. Now, myself, I consider The Rock like movie ketchup. No matter if the movie's bad, you put a little bit of Rock in there and it makes it just a little bit better. Everything tastes better with the Rock in it, so to speak. So can he have the same kind of magic on this movie? Let's find out. And with that, I'm welcome you to another episode of The Real Mentor, where my goal, as always, is to enhance your movie watching experience. So Baywatch, this is of course an adaptation of the iconic 90s TV series, which provided a plethora of spank-back material for thousands of adolescents out there. Of course, starring David Hasselhoff, who has a voice only a German would love. Not all you're going to get that reference. But now, Hasselhoff's character, Mitch Buchanan, is played, of course, by The Rock. So The Rock, of course, is out there trying to save lives. He's a cool character. He's very selfless. He cares, he's generally concerned about the safety of everyone else out there. He's not self-serving in any way. He's very unselfish and what have you. He's got him and his team of lifeguards that surround him, and he's getting some new trainees, and now one is actually forced upon him, which is played by Zac Efron, who is a two-time Olympic swimming champion. But unfortunately, this guy's troubled. He's careless, selfish as hell, doesn't care about anything. And the only reason he's actually doing this is because he's got community service to do. But The Rock's boss brings him on as a good PR move for them. Before you know it, Zac Efron thinks he's just out there to get a tan, say some lies potentially. But now, no, of course, The Rock discovers this mystery, these drugs on the beach, and this just individual who's trying to buy a property and privatize everything, of course, bring crime and all that good stuff, and whatever. It's kind of ridiculous, but I expected that out of something like this, much like the TV show. And let me start with what's good in this movie, because it ain't that much, to be perfectly honest with you. It's kind of a mess. I mean, yes, The Rock is great, and there's a lot of eye candy for those you like, women or men. Everybody has a little bit here. Everybody wins in this particular movie because we got Efron and The Rock, they're both beasts, great. And of course, those who like females, we got 3 lifeguards led by Alexandra Daddario. Of course, if you guys are familiar with her from True Detective a couple years back in HBO, you guys realize that she has the assets necessary of what you expect out of a girl here in a Baywatch movie. And in fact, all the 3 girls do have that. They're gorgeous, beautiful, and all, and that's great. Aside from that, there's not much else in here, man. I mean, when I first heard about this movie, I thought, okay, this is stupid, ridiculous, and that's fine. I was hoping to be more in the vein of 21 Jump Street, and it almost kind of is in a way that, with 21 Jump Street, the guys discovered drugs in the school. Here, they're discovering drugs in the beach. It's the same shit. But unfortunately, the difference between those 2 movies is that 21 Jump Street is actually funny. This movie isn't, man. And the first 10 minutes were okay. It was whimsical. It was like, okay, looks like it might be funny. I was laughing. I'm not laughing, I'll be phrased. I was chuckling here and there. It was actually maybe 2 scenes where I actually laughed out loud, and that's not good. One scene with the running joke with The Rock and his aquarium at his house, and one scene at the moor, which I actually found pretty funny. But aside from that, there's just no laughs here. It builds an action comedy, and it's heavy on the action and light on the comedy. And unfortunately, this movie's dumb and all that stupid. The premise is ridiculous, but that doesn't matter, because ultimately, like I always say, in a comedy, the movie just has to be funny. And this one fails miserably. I was begging to find a wall in the theater which I could sit down and watch paint dry on, because it was times when there was no jokes even being attempted, and when they attempted the jokes and tried so hard, they fell flat. Everything was calculated. The whole movie is calculated, and it's formulaic, cliche. You know exactly what's going to happen, which again, it's just fine. And none of that would have mattered. This movie was funny, but it doesn't. It didn't take itself. It took itself a little too seriously, not much, but just enough to where it should have been a farce. It should have been more ridiculous and over the top. And that was a huge missed opportunity here, which I can't say I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting much out of this movie, but I did want it to at least have a few good laughs in there. And there's not many. In the theater that I was at, in the screening I was at, I didn't hear many laughs here and there, unfortunately. Maybe like 2 people clapped in the end, and that's not a good sign. So ultimately, this movie just wasted talents of The Rock and even Zac Efron on a comedic level. Even the women that are led by Daddario, they're not really given much, and there's another side character as well. He's funny towards the beginning, but once in the movie, they're all kind of throwaway characters here. Ultimately, if you guys are huge Rock fans of The Rock, yeah, go check it out. I guess I can't honestly recommend this. You guys go watch, go to theater and watch this movie. I wouldn't say watch it at all. It's not that good. It's not funny at all, unfortunately. Watch it at home if you have to. Netflix is free. Don't pay for anything. Don't pay for it. That's great. But yeah, other than that, nah. Next. So Baywatch, you guys are gonna check it out? Be forewarned. If you do, comment below, let me know what you guys thought. Is it funny? Am I just nuts here? Maybe. And of course, if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed my need to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. And I do want to announce, of course, before I go, you guys check me out and my fellow mentor on the Real Mentors podcast. We have shows weekly. We talk about movies, TV, have fun along the way, give you guys an idea what's going on in the world of Hollywood. You can catch us on iTunes, podcast, Pocket Cast, anywhere you can find, of course, any podcast availability. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. See you guys next time.